There is not much more fitness to be gained in the final sessions. You're pretty much right up there in terms of that. So it's about sticking to the plan during your taper weeks and also during carb loading about 3 days out. This way we make sure that we can tap into as much of that fitness as possible on race day. Alright fam, good morning. We just finalized our 5 kilometer easy run. This is our before last workout, and right now it's Thursday. That means that we are 3 days out from the marathon. That also means that today we will start our carb load. And I will walk you through everything what I'm consuming over the next 3 days, starting today. Let's get it. Alright guys, so today kicks off our carb load. This means of course that we are going to increase the carbohydrates that we will be consuming 2 to 3 days out from race day. Today is Thursday, it's the 16th of October. In 3 days from now, on the 19th, I of course have my marathon in Amsterdam. So what that means is that right now, these 3 days leading up to the marathon, I want to consume as much carbs as possible. And how I will do that is very simple. I'm not a very big advocate of like measuring and tracking everything that I'm eating. I know it works really well for a lot of people. For me, it doesn't. I just like to stick to something that is working for myself. So what I do is I consume 3 to 4 meals a day. And the only thing that I'm doing is increasing the carbohydrates that I'm taking on a daily basis. I am basically moderating my proteins around 100 grams a day. And I'm drastically lowering the fats that I'm consuming, which will be around 40-50 grams of fats on a daily basis. The carbohydrates will be basically around 500 to 600 grams a day. And why we do this is, of course, we want to basically store as much of those carbs in our system so our body can tap into that during race day. I will elaborate on that specifically in this video, why this is so important, how we're going to do that. As of right now, what I'm going to do is I will prepare my first meal of the day. After the first 5 kilometers that I ran earlier today, I right now want to get as much carbs in as possible, as quick as possible, to also help my body just recover better, and of course to use that as well for the upcoming days leading up to race day. So what do we have? First of all, I'm gonna very simply add some oats inside this pan, and then we are gonna cook that up as like kind of a porridge kind of thing, if you know what it is. So it is just adding water with the oats, with some honey to add some more carbs. I'm just gonna on like moderate heat it up. I will show you guys exactly how I will do that and how it will look like. It tastes really good, and that's of course having a lot of carbohydrates in my first meal. Then one very important thing that I will do, and I would also love to just give this, you know, as a tip to you guys, is if you're not, let's say, a very big advocate just like me, to just measure everything, right? What I do is literally increasing the meals that I have on a daily basis by adding one more, or I'm just gonna, instead of having 1 cup of rice per meal, I'm gonna have 1.5 to 2 cups of rice per meal. That is just a very easy way how you can do it as well, how I will do it, and that's how I will be able to hit around 500 to 600 grams of carbs a day. And so right now the first meal, let's prepare it, and I will show you guys how it's gonna look like. Right, first meal of the day, a very easy one, 15 minutes maybe-ish to prepare. If you want to take it even easier and you, let's say, don't have 15 minutes to prepare it, what you can also do is the night before you basically put the oats in the fridge. Then overnight, of course, it's gonna basically consume all the water, all the content inside the oats itself. It becomes as well very thick. It's a very pleasant structure in my opinion. Then you also have a very good meal with the carbohydrates that you need, of course, in order to prepare yourself the best way possible during this carb load. So first meal of the day, I added some very small amount of yogurt as well on top of it, Greek yogurt, because I also want, of course, have the protein powder into it. So that's what I mixed up together, add it on top of it, and that's the first meal. Then in around 2-3 hours ish, I'll have my second meal, and we'll show you guys exactly what it looks like. All right, fam. So right now we are 3 days out from the Amsterdam Marathon, and finally, just in time, I received a message to pick up my race shirt. So that's what I have here. I haven't even looked at it yet. So right now, what I will do is I will basically head back home and I will show you guys what we are wearing on race day. All right, this is it, guys. This is the marathon race day t-shirt that I will wear. Very lightweight, from Nike, with the Kaizen logo on the front, and of course on the back, 1% better every day. So with that being said, guys, this is what I will wear. It's very lightweight, that's what I prefer. To just be as light as possible, and then of course to prepare ourselves the rest to just be as fit as possible and to store as much glycogen. We continue the carb load. Then tomorrow I have no running planned at all. On Saturday, I have a 3 kilometer very easy shakeout run to just shake out our legs. 3 kilometers, very easy together with my mother to basically slow down the pace. And then later that day, I'll head off to Amsterdam. So we are basically picking up our bib at the Marathon Expo. And then after that, completely chill out to just not walk as much as possible, of course, as we want to save our energy for race day. All right, if you're worrying about how to carb load, or this is your first time maybe of actually doing it, then this might help you out, and is exactly what I will do over the next 3 days to fulfill my carb load successfully. So as mentioned, you should focus on a carb load of around 2 to 3 days before race day. In my case, I will start on Thursday, so that's 3 days prior. I will focus personally on 7 to 8 grams per kilogram of body weight. And I know, of course, everybody does it differently, but I've basically seen that 7 to 8 grams per kilogram of body weight is sufficient to store that excessive carbs as glycogen in my muscle and in my liver, because your body needs carbs. And we do that, of course, by not focusing on processed food or junk food. We actually want to focus on quality nutrition that we can then, of course, store and tap into later. It will also facilitate your recovery, of course. And of course, I would not recommend to try many new things. Your body is most likely used to specific food, and I suggest to stick with that and don't try any new things, especially not before race day, as it can really work against you. All right, so over the next 3 days, I will minimize the fiber content as much as possible in the few foods that I'm consuming. Why do we do that? Because fiber is also related to like slow digestion. It is not going to be very effective for you when you have a lot of fiber in your stomach, because it's going to work against you. It's going to upset your stomach. So what we are having right now is our second meal of the day. And I'm just a very big advocate of keeping it stupidly simple. What do I mean by that? I right now have an entire bowl, as you can see, filled up with food. And it looks like a lot of things in here, but as you can see, it's just literally 1 egg, because I just love eggs. We have a little bit of chicken and tomatoes, but 80 to 90% of the content in this bowl is just white rice. Plain white rice, and that is going to be the main carbohydrate source for my second and third meal over the next 3 days that I will continuously have for my meals. Look, there are all kinds of like carbohydrates, of course, that we can take. White pasta, white rice, white potato. I have figured out over the trainings that I've had and the foods that I've consumed over the past month specifically, that white rice is working best for me. So I'm not here to say, hey, you should take white rice as well because it works best. No, this is what's working for me. And if there is something we do want to prevent, then it's definitely going to be testing out new food, new drinks, all of that stuff. We want to completely prevent 3 days before race day, especially on race day itself as well. Because our goal is to keep and let's say get our, of course, stomach used to the foods that we are consuming, especially for the foods that we are consuming, the months prior, because that's what we train for. So I have very simple meals over the upcoming 3 days, which is going to completely look like this, the second and third meal of the day. White rice, a little bit of protein, and of course 1 egg. That's it. Keep it simple. On top of that, we have the coconut aminos. and of course as well the honey to just add some more carbs. So we are, of course are increasing our muscle glycogen. That is our goal, to fill up the tank with easy digestible carbs, to make it very easy for our stomach to also digest. So we are basically in the best like shape and way possible on race day. Alright fam, good morning. It is Saturday the 18th of October, and that means of course we are officially 1 day out from the Amsterdam Marathon. This also means that all the work that we have done over the past 20 weeks of training, of consistent effort, of dedication towards this process are right now all coming together, and genuinely it feels very surreal. But as of today, I have a very packed schedule. So what is on our schedule today is of course my drive towards Amsterdam, which is a 1.5 hour drive from where I live. That's basically where my hotel is, where I will stay at, to also stay off my feet for the majority of today. That's what I want to do. I want to basically get the energy in instead of out. So I will, like say, not be walking a lot. I will not do many things, but we still have a very busy schedule. So what do we have on our schedule today? Is of course we need to go to the Expo Hall in Amsterdam to pick up our bib number, and that's of course where all these stands are as well, where you can do a lot of shopping. But we don't want to change too many things. We don't want to change too many strategies, no fuel, no clothing, nothing. So because of that, I will not do too much there. I will pick up my bib number, I will basically head back to the hotel in order to just stay off my feet, take my rest, and of course, take my meals. At around 5:30 p.m. ish, I will have my last meal of the day, because I would like to head back to basically go to bed at around 8:30 p.m. Very early, but that also is because I will wake up at around 5 a.m. in the morning tomorrow. Just because I want to just get all the meals in exactly on time, which I will go over what I'm consuming, when I'm consuming it, and more importantly, what I'm doing as well here to prepare my meals that I will take there. Because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So what I will do today, guys, is I will prepare my meals, even the meals that I have for dinner here, to just understand, okay, this is what I'm consuming. I'm not basically dependent on like outside circumstances to consume my food in a different location than what I'm used to. I like to be in control, and how I do it is of course to prepare my meals here as well, to take all my supplements, to take all the food that I'm basically taking with me in one very big bag that you normally think of it's full of clothes. Mine is full of food, but I like to stay in control. I do it that way. So that's what I will have on my schedule today. 3 kilometer shakeout run on my schedule in around an hour from now, together with my mother, just to take it very easy, and then we stay off our feet. So let's get it, guys. Or no? Alright guys, so we just got back from our 3 kilometer shakeout run. Very easy pace, low intensity, and right now we have our first meal of the day. What I prepared yesterday, because this is overnight oats. I like to keep it very simple. Like I said many times, I don't want to change any strategies right now. Not in terms of training, not in terms of fueling. We want to stick to the plan. Because if we're right now going to consume like different types of food that our body is not used to, then we most likely will also experience things like stomach issues or whatever that we don't want to get into right now. So with all that being said, we are gonna basically raise the way that we have trained over the past 20 weeks. And you can just consume, of course, as many carbs as possible to hit your goal. But if you think light makes you faster, then you're most likely right. But the only thing that you need to keep in mind is that if you're completely depleted in carbs, so you're, let's say, not going to consume like as much as you, for example, want to do today, then with that depletion, you can basically also experience that you will bunk tomorrow, that you will not feel as energized as you should do, where your body can tap into that muscle glycogen that you will store today. So what I will do is I will consume, like I said, around 500-600 grams of carbs today only, with very light, like a moderate protein, and then almost no fats. With that being said, first meal of the day, I will prepare my second meal for today as well here, and the third meal as well, which I will take with me to the hotel, which I will consume around 5-6 p.m, 5:30 p.m. ish, to then head to bed around 8:30 p.m. And then tomorrow, it's the big day. So let's consume this meal, grab our stuff, and then we will go towards Amsterdam. Right, guys, as you can see, very simple, to be honest, because it's just overnight oats, banana, raspberries, some pumpkin seeds, goji berries, and maple syrup, and some dates, of course. Very simple, very effective, lots of carbs. This will definitely make me feel great the entire day. Right, guys, I'm right now packing my stuff. And as you can see, this is everything. This is everything that we've laid out for race day. This is for tomorrow. So we have here, of course, the shirt. We have the warm clothes as well, on top of course, the shorts with the black ball, which we will use, of course, for our feet to roll our feet out on, and also our hamstrings. Everything that we need is inside, and will go inside this suitcase. In here, of course, the race shoes as well. So everything is packed, even from two like liters of water, so 4 liters in total. Some nut butter, if you know, you know. And of course, coconut water for some extra hydration. Guys, I want to show you guys something, because yesterday I received this. And what this is, these are the new Nike Vomero Premium Easy Run shoes, or at least that's what most people will use them for. As you can see, these are very thick. The heel as well, from heel to the toe, it's very thick, bottom, let's say, of the shoe. I don't know exactly how to call it, but this is the sole of the shoe, right? So this is the Vomero Premium, and as you can see, this is like, this needs to prevent knee pain, all kinds of like pain that you might experience during a run because of shoes that are literally like, of course, way thinner in terms of the sole. These should prevent it. So we will try these, not now, but after the marathon, I will run on these as well, especially on my long runs. And we'll, of course, try them out after the marathon. So that's for later. As of right now, I'm going to pack everything in this suitcase, and then basically downstairs I have another suitcase with all the food that I'm consuming, from supplements to the food, of course, that I will prepare in a second, that I will take with me to the hotel. So with all that being said, everything is prepared in order to have the best experience and to make it as easy and as comfortable as possible in order to get towards the starting line. So let's get it. Alright, guys, we are on our way right now to Amsterdam. 1.5 hour drive, and as you can see, like the sun on my face, the weather is absolutely perfect. Like, I literally couldn't wish for anything better. It's sunny, it's about 14 degrees, as you can see here, 13.5. Yeah, tomorrow as well. Tomorrow is gonna be 14 degrees, it's gonna be partly cloudy and sunny as well. So, like, I couldn't wish for anything better, to be honest. Like, especially for a marathon, the humidity in the air is absolutely perfect, about 90%, something like that. So, you know, nothing to complain about, nothing to blame. And right now, of course, everything comes together. So super excited. In about 1.5 hours, I will first go towards the expo to pick up the bib. And then, of course, I will directly head back to the hotel to take it easy and to just fulfill the rest of the day with one more meal to go. So with that being said, guys, grateful, excited, and can't wait to you know, just start tomorrow in the best way possible. All right, guys, we have arrived. Right now we are heading towards the 12th floor, where we'll basically lay off and bring our stuff, and then we go to the expo hall. Let's get it. Looks pretty good. Nice bed. Nice view, even though I'm just gonna sleep here. Nothing too much, it's just pretty good. This is the most important, of course, to take some good night rest. And then right now we are going to the expo, where I'll meet the photographer as well. And after that, of course, last meal, take it easy, basically keep our legs off the road, and we head to bed later today. Alright guys, it is almost 8 p.m. and as you can see, we have laid out everything for tomorrow, so it's going to be a seamless morning in which, of course, we have the bib number as well attached to the shirt, the shorts, the shoes which we will run on, of course, the Nikes, with all the gels, all the warm clothes, the massage gun, the nut butter, the ball, of course, which we will roll out our food on. Everything has been laid out. And tomorrow morning, of course, we're going to consume even more carbs. We will do that with this sourdough bread that we picked up this morning with honey. And of course, besides that, of course, the banana, which is in the fridge. And of course, 1% endurance. This is the sample. And this is what we will use, what we have tried during our long run, during our big workouts. And that's what we will try from Kaizen athletes, of course. So with that being said, everything is ready. Right now, I'm going to prepare myself to head towards bed. I just want to take a good night rest. And how I will do that, to just fall asleep pretty well right now, is just going to read first. That will basically calm me down. And then tomorrow morning, the big day is happening. So with all that being said, guys, I genuinely hope that this episode of the Marathon Build, in which I explained what I do for my carb load, and hopefully you can also apply for yourself if it's actually helpful. So you will basically be able to, of course, be as fit, as fresh, but also as carbed up for your race, for your marathon, for whatever race you're doing. If it's your first one, if it's your 10th, it doesn't matter. I genuinely hope that you at least got some value from it. That is my goal. With all that being said, I'm super excited for tomorrow, of course, for the marathon. And that's now what's on my mind. So I will right now head to bed with enough carbs in my system, but even more carbs in my system, of course, tomorrow morning. And then we're ready to start and to basically tap our toes on the start line. So with that being said, guys, have a great evening ahead. We see each other soon.